Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today we are discussing how to prepare the best for the September 3rd update, Legendary Crafting and Caravan system. So what you can do today, what's gonna change? Let's go step by step. The most important thing you can do is stockpile a lot of 3-star legendaries. I don't really have any here, that's because I'm stockpiling them on my mules, and that applies both to weapons and armor pieces. Why is that so important? Because we'll be able to scrap them to unlock legendary mod boxes, as well as get a little bit of script when scrapping. And that's important for legendary crafting. That's the whole new system, and you really need a lot to scrap, like thousands is probably fair to say, maybe even more than that. If you don't know how to store stuff on your mules, I will showcase that briefly at the end of this video. Now, what else? Another step, because of how legendary crafting will work, if you want something in the future, a legendary set, let's say I want another set of Secret Service. So I already have this one. In the past, we are looking mostly for a prefix, so I have full set of Overeaters. But now it's opposite. With Legendary Crafting system, it will be easier to swap the prefix and cheaper than swap a 3rd star. So actually, you should be looking for the best possible 3rd star, like I have done with my power armor. Though my power armor is ready for update. If you notice, all of those pieces have weapon weight reduction on the last star, when the prefix and the 2nd star may require some improvements, depend which pieces. I was lucky with 2 already Overeaters, and then the 2nd star requires improvement, but all of them have weapon weight reduced. So 2 things are important. It must be 3-star, because upgrading to 3-star is 15 modules, so quite expensive. If you have a 2-star that you want to make legendary later, it's better to now re-roll it for a 3-star, random 3-star, with just 4 modules, then wait and spend 15 modules after update to make it a 3-star. Simultaneously, the same rule applies if you are thinking about armor that currently crafts as legendary by default. For example, if you want any of the Vault armor, they craft as 3-star. After update, they cost about the same, with exception of this one module, and craft as non-legendary. And then you need to spend 15 modules to make them legendary. So that's way more expensive. The same rule applies to weapons that currently craft as legendary. Like, let me find something. Okay, not this. Energy guns. Gauss minigun, for example, currently crafts as legendary. After update, it will craft as non-legendary, and again, you need to spend modules to make it legendary. So whatever weapon or armor you want to use after the update, make sure you have 3-star legendaries now. Already have 3-star legendaries, and then you will be modifying it later. Second, what about Merma, legendary modules, and legendary cores? You should, before update, spend your script to buy legendary modules and stockpile. Legendary modules will be very important, so stockpiling them up to some limit, of course, you don't need unlimited modules, is a good idea. So buying them before update is perfect, because after update, it's look like the price will go up to 100 script. So buying before will be cheaper. That's why it's advised to buy before. Legendary cores. Legendary cores currently you can find under miscellaneous, and those are used for legendary crafting. After the update, they will most likely translate 1-to-1 and be converted into script, not modules, into script. So really bad conversion rate. But unfortunately, there is nothing good you can do with them now, as spending them for rerolls is not really beneficial, as you will burn your modules, and you are better off saving those modules for the update. The one thing you can do with modules if you have a lot, and you would do that a day before update, not earlier, is getting ready and using legendary crafting the current system to your advantage. If you go for a secret service and you craft a lot of arms, they're very cheap to craft, just one module, and you will be able to like craft 1 or 200 or even 300 of those and scrap when update releases to unlock legendary mod boxes and drop a lot of boxes and a lot of script back. So this is a good idea to craft a lot, but of course those are non-tradable, so you cannot store it, therefore at only a day before update. Otherwise you will not be able to move at all. That's one of the options you can do with your legendary modules. And the topic of currencies, it's a good idea to max out or be close to max out on caps before update drops, as the caravan system is a big cap sink. So you want to have a lot of caps coming into next season. That's a really good idea. But of course there is limit, you can only store 40,000 caps. So what you can do with your caps now to get ready if you have more. The best idea, I mean there are two best ideas. You can buy legendary weapons and armor pieces for cheap from other players, or buy imposter cards. I will show you what that is if you don't know. Every train station vendor is selling those cards. Train station at Whitespring, it's selling 2 at a time, so it's the best option. If you go under miscellaneous category, you can find recall keycard circuit boards. This is a very good option to purchase. And then you use them to craft a recall card. So if you go under Tinker's Bench and crafting, after that quest items, Assaultron recall keycards, you craft them, they require some scrap and stable fluxes, so keep in mind fluorescent stable flux is needed, and then you craft those cards. Those cards are used to summon the imposter event over here at Pylon Ambush site. Why is it so important? Because after the update, this event, because cores are being retired, will no longer drop cores, but it will be dropping 5 legendary modules. So that's a lot. That's a lot of legendary modules that you will be able to farm with use of those cards. It will require server hopping, as there is 3 hours cooldown. If you have a private server, you are set. You can keep farming all those cards. If you don't, you will need to server hop on adventure, but it's the best source after update of legendary modules. Next, the best farming activity to get ready for update is expeditions. And the best expedition is Boardwalk from Atlantic City, the fastest one. It's dropping legendary that you can save for later, and as well it's dropping stamps. Farming and stockpiling stamps is a good idea, because stamps, after update, will let you purchase mysterious bobblehead boxes. And mysterious bobblehead boxes can be a very good idea, as some of the legendary mod boxes require bobbleheads to craft. So that can be a source. So that's a bonus. Like, stamps are a bonus. The main reason you're getting modules from expedition and legendary items. And now, how do you transfer item to the mule? I like to do it at Nuka World on Tour, as that's where I have my mules parked. And yes, it does require followed first or a friend. So what you do, you just go to the main menu. I have followed first, so I will go on private adventure. Now you use one of the containers in here. I like to use this box over there for my weapons. So I have one weapon. That will be example for transfer. Normally I transfer like 20 to 50 at a time. I do not recommend to go too hard on the transfer. There is always small risk of losing items. So I don't recommend to waiting until you have hundreds upon hundreds of items to transfer. As well, weight limitations. You don't want to overweight the mule, or that will cause problems. You will need to destroy items. Now, after it's loaded, we need to swap the character, so we are going back to main menu. Go into character, choose which one will be a mule for your weapons. That's my mule for my weapons. Mule is basically any other character outside of your main that you are using to store stuff. So that's what Mule is. Then press play once. Be very careful to don't spam it. If you accidentally press adventure, you can lose your items. What I forgot to mention, make sure that your private adventure is set to team only. So no random people from your friend list will join you, and maybe they will think it's a donation that you are making to them and take your stuff. So make sure it's closed private server. And now I'm spawning on the world with my other character. Can barely move before power armor loads in. I have full set with weapon weight reduction on this power armor, so I can store a lot. It's still over encumbered, so that can be a problem. Now, if you don't know a weight limit for your mule, it is important to know it. The weight limit is your weight stated in here plus 1500. So in case of this character, the weight limit, the hard limit, is 1910. If I exceed that, I will not be able to drop anything, transfer anything, nothing. I would be forced to choose to destroy items until I go under the weight limit. That's why weight is important. Never exceed it. It's a lot of trouble if you accidentally do. It happened to me before while drawing ammo from my ammo box, and I needed to destroy a lot of ammo. So be careful with that. Don't overload character. This plus 1500 is the limit. And here's my collection. I can quickly show you. That's everything I have ready for the next update so far. There will be more as I'm farming. So I hope you are getting ready with those tips and tricks now too. There is still time, over 2 weeks, a little bit over 2 weeks. So hopefully you can get ready and start strong with Season 18, Caravans, and Legendary Crafting. And that being said, thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.